Welcome to the shooting show. This week the cameras follow me and New Zealand hunter Daryl Crimp roebuck stalking on home turf in East Yorkshire. Plus we bring you all the latest news from the shooting world. The roebuck season is upon us, and to mark the occasion I've invited New Zealand hunter Daryl Crimp up to my stalking ground in Yorkshire. He's been with us for 5 days, but so far we've mostly been drawing blanks. We threw away all the footage of our failed hunts, but Crimpy had his own ideas and has been documenting it all along.
We're here in Yorkshire, attempting to chase roebuck with a famed Peter Carr. Off to a bit of a rocky start. We've got one on the ground, and he tells me he's now found some big bucks, so if he doesn't get them onto us, it'll be costing him big bucks.
Up first, Crimpy, up first.
Can you hear me? This is high seat hunting at its best. I'm in Yorkshire. Seriously enjoying the weather, and this is how Peter Carr rolls.
Back to the present, and I've picked a choice high seat for Daryl to occupy. He's used to the mountains of New Zealand, so I had to give him some elevation. Loading up the mag with RWS Evo green ammo, Crimp is ready for an afternoon vigil in this quintessentially British setting. Whether or not you get your intended quarry, there's always a lot to see during a high seat stint. Crimp has certainly seen his share of Blighty's wildlife, but no sign of the intended buck. Much like the previous 5 days then. All at once the roebuck emerges from the woodland. It happens so quickly. We don't get it on camera, but Crimpy makes no such mistake and lines up a decisive shot with the Merkel helix.
Yes. Pete, no, good news, mate. Buck down. Yeah. No, well, it looks good. Long shot, but it looks good.
The shot looked a true one, and I'm only a few minutes away, so I instruct Crimpy to await my arrival before we head in to inspect the carcass. There's no doubt about it. It drops right where it was shot. Well done, Crimpy.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Good shot.
Yeah, quite a distance. They look small, eh? Through the scope, but pretty.
Yeah, I mean that's a 200. Easily 200 yards that shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't waste any time. He was only out a few moments and heading the wrong way, so I put him down.
It's success for Crimpy and a buck in the larder, but not the big buck I promised. So I still have work to do the next day. We get out early for the morning vigil. I'm going all in and sending Daryl to a seat overlooking an area where a monster buck has been sighted regularly. The only problem is, this big beast has eluded me dozens of times when I've tried to grass it. I've just got to cross my fingers that Crimpy will have better luck. Safely ensconced in the high seat, Crimpy kicks things off much as he did the day before. We've told the cameraman to be quick on his feet too. Roe don't have a reputation as fairies of the woods for nothing. They can appear without even a moment's notice. Crimpy stays vigilant, methodically glassing his field of view that's nearly 360 degrees. Minutes turn into hours, and we haven't had a sniff of action. Are we about to be bested once again? At last we see it. A buck appears from nowhere, well within range. This is definitely our monster buck too. It's clearly wary, and Daryl has just a few seconds to place the shot. After Murphy's Law derailed the start of the week, this is 2 in 2 outings for Crimpy, and a buck like this is definitely worth the 20-hour flight. Positive that the buck is down for good, Crimpy allows enthusiasm to get the better of him and heads down to check the buck out without waiting for my imminent arrival. Doing it by the buck, he tests the eye response as a first port of call, and just has time to arrange himself into a victorious pose before I get there.
Well done, Kiwi.
Kiwi down good.
Pretty impressive, eh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really old boy. Yeah. No.
Well, after Murphy stalking us for a week, I can't think of a better way to finish a hunt with a fantastic trophy like that, and that has to be my dream trophy, Pete, I tell you. You've been hunting him for a while though.
Yeah, I've been trying to come to terms with this buck for 4 years.
Really?
Yeah, this woods, it's very difficult to get into.
Yeah.
There's a public footpath down one side, the road's down the other, but the prevailing wind's always southwesterly, mostly southwesterly. Yeah. So you have to come in a long way to try and get in. And often, because there's a wood here that runs into it, you'll often move deer to get into the high seat, which disturbs this wood. So I've tried to engage him.
See, the surprising thing this morning, he took me completely by surprise. I thought I heard something behind me and checked a couple of times, but I was totally focused on this area here, glassing and that. Put the glasses down, and he was standing right beside the stand, looking up at me. And it was one of those moments where you realise this guy's poised for flight. Didn't have time to assess the head, but I could see there was massive antler there, and knew he was an old fella, so he wasn't going to give me any leeway. He leapt across the ditch, made for cover, and then he wasn't too sure, and he turned, and he only gave me a moment's grace. But the difficulty I had was that there was a branch in the way which was hanging down in front of me. So I had to try and pick a shot through that, and it comes down to having really good gear. The fact that I was shooting with a 30 caliber Helix, armed with Swarovski, and just glanced the branch on the way through. Luckily we had that good caliber, good rifle, and it just dropped him on the spot.
Yeah, the 30-06, for 30 caliber, it's a favourite caliber of mine.
I think you'll struggle to find it. If it fits in my suitcase, Pete, it'll be a well-travelled rifle.
And the RWS Evo Green,
fantastic ammo.
Yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic this week, with no issues whatsoever.
Yeah! I'm stoked, mate.
Ready, Crimpy?
Yep.
Up.
It's been a uniquely British stalking experience for Crimpy, both the highs and the lows. But we finished up with a buck of a lifetime. Now it's back to the larder and then to the local to give Crimpy a taste or two of British ale. Crimpy there, bagging a fine brace of bucks. And now, it's the Shooting Show News.
This is the Shooting Show News. To debate the real issues affecting the countryside this summer, head to the Real Field Sports stage at the UK Game Fair. The stage will welcome industry heavyweights to Stoneleigh this July, giving punters a mix of education, insider knowledge and controversy. Sponsored by Swarovski, the Real Field Sports stage has already announced legendary foxer Robert Bucknell as a key speaker. And Owen Williams and the GWCT's Dr Andrew Hoodless will contribute their leading expertise on woodcock. Find out more at ukgamefair.com. Swaziland has announced plans to legalise the sale of rhino horn in an attempt to raise money for anti-poaching measures. The country has a 330-kilogram stockpile of horn, and it could sell this to fund APUs on its reserves. The proposal has been formally lodged with CITES and will be discussed further in September. Sporting Rifle magazine raised more than £20,000 for rhino conservation in Swaziland and Kenya earlier this year. The country goes to the polls on Thursday. This time it's to select our new police chiefs. Basque has urged shooters to get involved and find out which of the candidates in their area support shooting. And it's even set up a campaign website for this purpose. The website allows people to quickly contact any candidate, find out their views on the shooting sports and report back the results so voters will know where they stand. Follow the link on screen now to get involved. 5 winners of the latest Countryside Alliance Awards have been crowned. At a Parliament reception hosted by Environment Secretary Liz Truss, Gog Magog Hills Farm Shop in Cambridge took the top food and drink award. The health stores in Horsmondon won the Best Village Shop, GF White in Aylsham was the Best Butcher, and Harvey's Brewery in Sussex won the Tourism Enterprise Award. The Rural Hero Award went to Heather Cooper of Hawley Post Office, Suffolk. And finally, with less than 100 days to go until the Rio Olympic Games, there are questions over whether double trap will continue as an Olympic discipline at all. A recent ISSF policy document has criticised the existence of single-gender events and suggested that because double trap's participation is fairly low, it could be phased out altogether. Peter Wilson, who won gold for Britain in double trap 4 years ago, has written to the ISSF urging them to rethink. Read the full story in Clay Shooting magazine. That was the Shooting Show News.
Well, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. Please like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And it's only 12 weeks to go to the UK Game Fair. Buy your tickets online here. This has been The Shooting Show.